So the other day I asked myself the question, why are things like, for example, corruption so prevalent? Why is it something that you can lift a stone and it's there type of thing? Well, the only thing that makes sense to me is that the things that are most common and most widespread are the things that we all grow up, or at least a lot of people grow up accepting. It's something that you see your parents do, your teachers do, your friends are doing it, or your family and your extended family is doing it. You're seeing it on TV. It's something that you see everywhere. So it's something you learn. It's something that becomes acceptable to you. It's something that is okay. So let's take an example of the recent events in South Africa with the ex-president Jacob Zuma, where he went on trial, and there were individuals who worked in the government who had to give their testimony as to the actions that they did on his behalf, the things that he instructed them to do that were actually illegal, but they did it anyway. So one individual was saying how she was asked by Jacob Zuma to do something, and she said, no, it's wrong. And he said, I'm sorry, but you have to do it because my friend did a favor for me. I owe him. You have to do it. There's no way around it. And that is something that a lot of us might think in the simple context of, my friend did me a favor, I returned the favor for them. That seems all right? That's like, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you implement that into a political sphere, into the sphere of government, into the sphere of public service, it gets a little bit murky. It gets a little bit like, wait a minute, isn't that corruption? Isn't that actually unacceptable? If it's done in a way where you repay the favor regardless of actually what it's going to cost who. And it's something that, because it seems so innocent, it's so widespread, it's so much a part of our society, our cultures, our communities and our families, that it's actually acceptable. So this is how something like corruption could become that widespread. It becomes something that you see everywhere because it is everywhere. We grow up with these basic principles being a part of us, being a part of our lives, and when those principles are implemented in certain contexts or without certain limits, they become corruption. They become events that do a lot of damage to a lot of people. So corruption is not something that happens just in big corporate world or in governments. It's something that happens in a lot of different contexts, and this is one of those things where we each have to look in the mirror. We each have to be part of the solution by really evaluating and assessing ourselves to see how much we're contributing to the creation of this thing that we see as a problem out there. A lot of the time, it's also existent in ourselves and in our lives. It's just kind of disguised. It's not quite so obvious. But when you really break it down and look at it in its little component parts, or take it out of the context of your personal experience and look at it objectively, you might see things a little bit differently. All right, thanks for watching. You're going to see me next time.